Hello, everyone. My name is Cam Allen, and today I'm excited to introduce you to my social marketing campaign, A Clean Break. And there's no better open than to say there is no such thing as away. When we throw anything away, it must go somewhere. And I liked that quote because it highlighted the fact that no matter what we do, we have a tangible impact on the environment, and it is up to us as individuals to make a difference in our daily lives to change that. And why that's so important is because our lives have changed so much. We sort of have this plastic crisis going on where we're using about 19 to 23 million tons of plastic waste every year, which leaks into our rivers, lakes, fish, uh, the water we drink, basically everything. And it has all these different chemicals, about 13,000 chemicals. And half of them, we don't know what they do to the human body. But they're sitting there and they infiltrate our body with these microplastics, which are basically fragments of plastic that are smaller than 5 micrometers. And we find them all over in our brains, in our endocrine system, in our sweat, in our saliva, so it's everywhere. So, although our governments have not really caught up to that, there are things that we can do to empower families to make sustainable choices about what they're using in their daily lives for the health of their families, their children, and for the planet. And so, our purpose is to invite working class families to understand how to find and gradually apply these non plastic materials and to debunk the claims that sustainable materials are not as effective as disposables and can't be as effective, because we're going to find out that we've changed that. As well as that, we know that this is absolutely needed because recycling is failing. Um, and it's clear to tell only 5% of our plastics actually get recycled. And so it is time that now we make an impact at the individual level and we make changes today to counter plastic pollution become before it becomes a threat for our tomorrow. So just talking about the different opportunities that we've got out there, we're not starting from scratch. We've got plenty to work with. The sustainable packaging market is expected to grow by about $100 billion in 5 years. That is a massive jump for the market itself, and it shows that there's plenty of opportunities to put out our message and to connect with different businesses who want to share our message. We can use all the innovations in material science to help us leverage our campaign, whether that's the innovation we've made in corn packaging, seaweed packaging, hemp packaging, and the like. And then also, there's so much, there's a wealth of knowledge on just plastics and their effects, as far as we know. So people can be aware that they are a danger and how they are basically infiltrating our bodies and our environment. So there's plenty of opportunities for us to teach people or for us to redirect people from our campaign to even richer sources of knowledge and embed them even further in our purpose. We got to be honest about our threats. We got Trump era EPA cuts, e-commerce waste surges, plastic lobbying, and public fatigue. But all of those can be easily overcome. And we know it because we have similar efforts like Plastic Free July, EPA sharing those resources on their site to teach people and educate people about plastics, and the Buy Me Once marketplace, which absolutely booms and is a perfect demonstration that you can go online and you can find sustainable items that can replace your disposable plastics now, and that they can be just as effective. Uh, People like Plastic Free July have made 2.6 million tons of plastic waste um, in like a difference. So they've avoided 2.6 million tons of plastic waste, which makes all the difference in showing that a campaign like this is not only just possible, but is bound to be successful. Our target audience is working class families ages 25 to 50 who are concerned about children's health and are in pre-contemplation and contemplation stage. So basically, what that means is that we're targeting these families because they're the ones producing the trash. They're the ones who are raising our tomorrow, and then they are also the most influential group when it comes to consumption habits. Whenever families start doing something, that means the entire economy is going to be doing that thing. So that's why we're targeting them with this marketing campaign. And basically, we want to show them that it can be cheap, it can be a boon to their health, and that it can also improve their quality of health to shift from those single use plastics to something newer. And we do this gradually over time so that they don't feel overwhelmed and that they do feel welcomed by plastic substitution and our campaign so that they can make a difference and truly feel like they're making a difference um, with just their plastic substitution that they do from day to day. Obviously, there's some barriers in the way. You know, families don't particularly want to give up their time and they don't want to give up their money because they're financially strapped, reasonably so. And also, you know, they've got different things to do. They've got to walk the dog, they got to take the kids to soccer practice, they got to take the kids to dance practice, a theater rehearsal. They're too busy. They've worked a long shift to try to make ends meet. And we've got plenty of competitors. You know, it's easy to use disposables. That being said, there is such a massive health benefit in terms of avoiding so many different diseases through plastic. It can be super trendy to use sustainable items and show that you're hip and you're with it, and that you've got what it takes to go forward in the future. And also, you'll be able to seek out a community of people who all share the same beliefs as you, and who all want to hang out and talk about this different hobby of plastic substitution that we have together. So how are we going to do it? We are basically offering them really improved health and financial savings. We're saying, hey, instead of buying all of these plastic cups every day, why don't you buy this water bottle that's really trending, that the whole community is getting on board with? And then instead of you spending $5 for a bunch of plastic cups that you're gonna throw away, over time that is gonna equal up to $100. Just buy this nice little cup for 50 bucks, and you'll save so much more money. And you will be so much healthier because you won't be ingesting all of those microplastics. We're going to put together a registry for plastic-free goods so that you can access plastic-free alternatives on the go, no matter where you're at, on your phone, at your house, on your laptop, at school, no matter where you're at. And then we're going to also offer workshops and newsletters, so you know what's going on, what's the big deal on our registry, what's the big item that's going real fast, who are we promoting, who are we pushing out, and then also practical knowledge like, oh, what could I substitute this week? What can I do workshop wise to learn more about the movement or to get started learning how to move others? Um, and we're going to do this by targeting those family stores and social media and doing local outreach and having our clean logo that demonstrates sort of our cause. We've got the yellow light bulb saying, this is for your future, get inspired for your future. We're saying, hey, it's for tomorrow, this is for your future, and it's a clean break, right? We're making it known that we are making a difference, and we are giving up an addictive habit, that habit being plastic disposables. And to show you and to demonstrate the strength of a clean break, we have a full evaluation plan that we have that is very strong. We're going to be measuring our inputs over time. We're going to be measuring our outputs and our outcomes and making sure that we get strong ROI so that in the future we know who we can target, what we need to be doing, and to stay on track and on top of the market. That way, if anybody wants to sponsor us or if anybody would like to donate to us, they know exactly how much of a difference they're causing and they can be a part of the movement too. And I just want to thank you all for listening to this marketing proposal. I hope that you are inspired to take plastic action and that you are inspired to invest in us today. as we attempt to make a difference on our communities, our families, and most importantly, our lives.